It doesn't take too long to upload because the live I just did was still uploading, so I deleted the live I just did. I deleted the video I just did. I thought, screw it, I'll just come on here and say this. If anyone listening to my voice has not participated in any of the true crime community drama yet, please listen to me. Walk away now. Don't do it. No, just don't do it. It's not worth it. True crime community is not worth it. Because what should be a group of adults that come together to bring the skills or a skill set to help understand, compost, and evaluate these missing children cases, these trafficking concerns that we have in the nation. It's not that. It's not that. What you think the true crime community should be, it's not that. What the true crime community on YouTube actually is a group of adults who really feel that they have the capacity to build a channel off of trauma. I'm back. I know. I didn't say I was in such a good mood. I had such a, and then, when friends call you crying, you say, why are you crying? And you say, well, I don't know what I said, but I know I was trying to be funny and be humorous, and it was taken the wrong way. And I said, well, what happened? What happened? And she was like, I was basically called into a live so I could be personally attacked. Grown women acted like chickens on a June bug the day before Christmas Eve. Soak that one up for a minute. Soak that one up for a minute. Grown-ass women thought the most important thing to do on December the 23rd, who should have their own damn families to be focused on, by the way, at this time of good vibes and love for all. They sat amongst their own selves in their true crime community, and they facilitated and co-facilitated a personal attack on someone because she made a few statements they did not understand. And honey, I'm from Appalachia. We use humor in odd ways, and sometimes when we feel a little kind of, we don't really know how you're feeling, we will kind of feel you out with humor. And, it's nobody's fault if it's misunderstood, but it's everybody's fault if they didn't ask questions and clarify before attacking. Because we're dead dumb adults. Do you want to know why I'm not accepted into the true crime community? Do you want to know why I've been rejected, dejected, ejected from every attempt to be kind to these people? And to join in, even though I have skill set that could be very useful. Do you want to know why I've not been accepted? Because I don't play their stupid mind games. Because I know they're juvenile. They're not worth my time. If I ask a group of people to come together and bring your skill sets and let's talk about children that are being trafficked, children that are missing, I don't want you to spend 99.9% of your time talking about your ego or your personal issues with people when you could be taking care of that somewhere else. If you don't understand what somebody said or you think somebody said something nasty, you're adults. You focus on what's important, which is the children and the children's cases, and then on your private time, you call and say, hey, you said this. I didn't really understand how you meant it. Can we clarify this? Do we have a problem? Do we need to deal with this? Do we need to handle this? If this is going to be an issue, then perhaps we should go our own ways. No. You get together with your little thug mamas, your little housewife hoes, and you co-facilitate an attack on someone during a live when you know that that is the person that is going to be hurt to the core. They're not able to defend themselves because they're going to be so struck by what's going on. They're going to be so struck. And you know something? The only reason I went and put a kind post, a kind comment on anyone's video the other day was because somebody contacted me, the person that you attacked, contacted me and said, hey, this person's going through a really hard time. They've been really mean to her. Would you go and show some love? The person you attacked and that you cast out of your community, out of your life, was the person that thought enough of you to ask for people to pray for you and didn't share any illicit details. I still don't know what in the hell happened. All I know is that you were hurting and it hurt her, so she asked for me to pray. Oh yeah, Sharon, I was lost too. If you go watch Libby's live tonight, you'll understand. I really want to be part of a positive group of people that come together to really handle the issues that are child trafficking, sex trafficking, and missing children, especially in the United States, especially in the southern region, especially in the Knoxville area, because the numbers are astounding. I've done data reports and statistical reports with y'all. You all know the numbers. But when I get in what should be a community that's talking about true crime, I very rarely hear about true crime. I very rarely hear about skill sets being applied. I very rarely hear about cases, factual evidence, evidentiary issues, empirical data that's being questioned. I don't hear any of that. But what I do know is who's screwing who's seeing who behind their back, who's possibly doing drugs, who's getting new charges. I don't hear anything about what could be useful to help stop the detrimental just downgrade of our nation with this child trafficking and missing children. But the day before Christmas Eve, what I do get is a friend calling me crying because she was attacked for a misunderstanding. You know, because and it was a communication misunderstanding. It was a regional dialect misunderstanding. People from Appalachia don't act like other people. We handle things with a little bit more humor. We're a little bit more loose with our words. But honey, our hearts are set in mother freaking gold. I challenge every person that says they're a member of the true crime community, address your own personal issues less. Pay more attention to factual and evidentiary data. If you spend more time discussing your sex life, dating life, battles with other creators, you're probably not supposed to be in the true crime community. But, I mean, most people will choose whatever community will stroke their ego the most and the easiest and will, you know, pay their emotional bills and their financial bills as well. I have seen more fusses about financial transactions, lost money, who paid for what, who's on drugs. I hear very little about the cases. I hear very little about applying our skill sets as societal members that do have skill sets to work with other groups, to research, review, question data, go through case files that are closed and look for anything that could be parallel to this case, to where we know that something's going on we need to pay attention to. We're not doing any of that. We're not doing any of that. And this stuff is public knowledge. This is stuff you can go get printouts from at your local clerk's office. If you're in an area that has a missing child, if it's a closed case, if it's done with, or it's been hanging for a while, they may redact some things, but they're going to largely copy the case for you and give it to you. And you can study these things. You can study these things. And you can start to look for parallels, for patterns. And we're not doing that. But we'll sure send money. So you can go to places you don't need to be and tell people that already know what's going on in their area. Now, if you have a personality where you have to go, I understand that. Just make sure when you use that personality that it's going to be used in a beneficial way and not a redundant way. Because I see a lot of redundancy in this community. And I'm just struggling. I'm struggling to wonder why someone would think this was something that needed to be done right before Christmas. I'm struggling why someone who had just been attacked themselves would then turn around and attack somebody else. But I psychologically know why. Because when we feel like the black sheep and we think the spotlight is upon us, those that are weak really have to try to get the spotlight off of them and onto someone else. It's very difficult. So I'm here. I'm here as your lackey. I'm here as your sacrificial lamb for the holidays so that everyone else can have a good holiday. Aim your hate and your animus toward me. Nobody ever talks to me or deals with me. I am like just absolutely thrown away from the true crime community because I don't play these games. But for just 4 days, just 3 or 4 days, because you just quietly hate me instead of other people verbally online, could you send me nasty emails instead of taking your animosity out on other people? Because I'll just let it go right on over. I mean, you'll get it out of your system, and then I'll just pitch it on out where, you know, in the trash where I know it belongs. But you'll still feel like you got it out of your system, and it won't hurt anybody, okay? Well, let me lie. If I say that, you won't do it. It'll hurt me a little bit because I'll know that a grown adult took 10 minutes to make an email that is beneficial to no one, and I will hurt because of that, because that's stupid. So it will hurt me a little bit. But can you please just do watersworkload@gmail.com. Cast your hate upon me. And leave everyone else alone for Christmas. You know, we have some really great people in this community. We have some really great hearts. They may not have public speaking skills. We have some that may not have detective skills. We have some that may not have many skills at all. But what they bring to the group is a backbone and a collection of people that care. And we are slowly removing ourselves from a collection of people that care to a collection of people that are like reality stars, that the more shit you do, the more fame you get. And that is wrong, because what we should be doing is staying with those silent, logical, sound minds that keep the focus on the cases. They keep the focus on the cases, and when there are lulls in the case activity, find other cases or give us old cases to review. They don't then switch to their own life or their own life's woes, their egos, or I really want to be part of something positive on YouTube. Let me tell you something. I go on here every day, and I have a very small positive family, and I love them all. But I really want to be part of something positive on YouTube that like creates a change in this nation. But I honestly think I can make more of a dent in the troubles in the world reading to the dogs at the animal shelter at this point. At least half of them, when they're in heat, behave. I know that people get hurt, and I know that some people don't know how to handle that hurt. But the people on this platform are supposed to be adults, and you should be able to handle it better than you are handling it. You should be able to have a private conversation with somebody. Nobody talk to me because I won't play the game. But you know something? I'm standing here. I am the whipping boy for Christmas. If you have to be hateful, if you have to be nasty, if you have to spit nasty words at somebody, if you have to feel that you are bigger, better, and more important, put it on me for the next 3 or 4 days and leave these other people alone to enjoy the holiday. My God, a lot of people are not trained to handle the stupidity that is the ego of other people. I am. Throw it my way. I'll deal with it. I'll read it and go, boy, must suck to be you. You know, if you fix a few personality flaws, you can turn your world around. And we don't want to talk about that. We just want to send out hate. So I'll read your hate and I'll pass it on to the trash. Sharon, I'm discussing everybody in this community. Everybody in this community has been an absolute royal giant turd. No one talks to me. No, I've got the skills to do some mad data research. No one talks to me because I won't play the emotional games. But what we do talk about are these big fiascos that should never have taken place in the first place, because we shouldn't be sending money to people that are not 501c3 noted. We shouldn't be sending it to people that don't have it set up through appropriate businesses anyway. I mean, that's just stupid to send your money, you know. You send your money to who you want to, but if I was sending money, a lot of money in a large for a fund, I would make sure it was going to a fund, and I would research it. We get on here, and all I hear, instead of about case studies, I hear more about who's suffering from addiction, or who's having an issue, or who's sleeping with who, or who just got attacked, or who had to take a break, or who had to take a vacation. And you know, after that last bump in the road, that hurt a lot of us. It really hurt a lot of us. After that last bump in the road, I thought things are going to quieten down, because that was a big bump. That was a big bump. Because there are a lot of people in the community that respected the person that had that last big bump. I respected the person that had the last big bump. Why then does everyone that has these big speed bump events in the true crime community turn around and throw everyone else on the next speed bump? Why do they turn around after dealing with this, dealing with the insanity and the meanness and the egos, and having that cast upon them? Why do they then turn around and cast it on everyone else? Why do they set out to create a personal issue to milk in front of many, many people? I have a problem with the way that this community is being, like, cycled. Because we're cycling not on data, not on research, not on evidence. We're not doing anything profitable to crime and these trafficked children. But we're cycling on drama. We're cycling on hatred. We're cycling on the problems we create people in this community. That should be assets. We should see everyone in this community as an asset. And if you have a problem with someone in this community, you should go, hey, something was said the other day and I didn't understand it. Can we talk? But we're not having any private conversations. We're not having, no. What we're having is huge drama scenarios created. They're being set up. They're being planned almost like almost like movie set drama. They're being planned and portrayed and set up. And then people lose their crap over it. People lose their absolute crap over it. And I sit back and I go, five-year-old missing child. Do we want to look and see if this parallels any other cases in any other states? Do we want to see if there's a pattern of criminal offenses in any other state? Do we want to look and see if we can maybe create a pattern of a profile, a victim pattern in the region within a 300-mile radius? Do we want to do any of these things? Hello, crickets. Crickets. Nobody talks to me. Nobody will respond to me. I rarely get a thumbs up or a like on most of the posts when I go and try to be positive and comment. I've really struggled to even say I have a brain. You may borrow it. They don't want to borrow it because it's not what's most important. What's most important is the drama and the physical drive of the drama, and making sure that they spread out the nastiness so that everyone hits a speed bump. And y'all, as a true crime community, what we should do is just sit back on our haunches and say, no, no, this is not what we came here for. We need to focus on these cases. We need to focus on education. We need to focus on, like, a crime inventory, a pattern of behavior, start educating each other about criminal behavior, about how these people are formed in life. And when there are lulls in cases, even research what potentially happens inside prisons that creates even, like, bigger offenders to come out and do even, because a lot of people that traffic children are repeat offenders that have been in prison and have spent 4 to 11 years in custody. These are not people that just pop out of a Cracker Jack box and say, I think I'll steal a child today. You know, I mean, we're not discussing factual data. We're not, no. And when I try to have a factual data discussion, it's like, I'm over here. I have facts. Oh, well, they're sleeping with somebody's husband, so I'm going to have to wait till that's over. There have been multiple times I've been like, I have a really great idea. It's gone in 5 minutes because, boom, somebody had a personal issue and it was made the true crime community's Next Saga. And I really want to say that this true crime community can do some real damage in the criminal world, that we can study and become a little knit group of minds that are aware. And then every person we get, we knit a bigger mind, so that there's pretty soon, draped over the entire nation, will be a network of knitted minds that have enough knowledge to identify these things, to go, oh, law enforcement, oh, I have a question, oh, that makes me feel bad, we're grabbing my children and leaving right now. Because that's what's important, is creating a level of intelligence within our nation to where this stops. Creating a network of linked minds so we can share the intelligence so this stops. That's what's important. That is what is very important. Not bending people to your will, making them cry. Exploiting people's personal lives, or even exploiting your own for financial profit. None of these things should be happening in this community. And while I know that YouTube is free will and people can do whatever they want, I sit here and I genuinely hope that the people that click on people that say they're in the true crime community are people that have the hearts and minds and brains that are going to be focused on the correct topics, on the correct information, on the correct storyline. And I'm beginning to wonder. Because above all else, this should be a community of positivity. Because even hard stories, even bad things that happen, when you try to stop them, it's a positive. But when you touch the true crime community on YouTube, it's a very negative experience. And I've had more than a dozen people tell me that, and I feel it myself. I believe a lot of people in the comments are saying they left multiple groups because of the negativity. We can't help people if we're scaring them away. We can't help people if we're attacking them. We can't help people if we're focused on the wrong thing. We can't help people if we're not what we say we are. And what we say we are is a group of like-minded people that are trying to stop these tragedies, trying to become more intelligent, trying to become a little bit more nuanced in the criminal blanket of trafficking children. That's what we should be. That's what our focus should be. And there is no, like, everybody's, well, she's calling this person guilty. Everybody that, and I will hold myself here, everybody that's participated in this community and not spoken out about some of the drama going on, or not detached from the drama, is guilty. So I sit here just as guilty as everyone else. But what I really am absolutely done with is sitting here in this community and going, I'm part of the true crime community. And then watching you all herd from one adult-themed issue to the other. Well, I'm going, guess we're not doing anything productive this week. Watching you run and chase the ball that someone else has thrown. If you're an adult that has the heart to really look at crime and criminal issues, stay in this community and work hard to build it to be what it needs to be. And there are several dandy voices in this true crime community. Dandy voices that have a really good connection with their communities, that come onto their channels and that can process the information and can really bring an awareness. There are several really awesome communities, and there's several that just aren't worth stopping by. And Personally, I know which ones I put into my categories. Yours may be different from mine. But the only thing they have in common right now is that they're all following the wrong bouncing ball. They're not following the cases. They're not following any kind of work to improve knowledge in their areas about the cases. They're not trying to create a knowledge base for parents that have children that are terrified of this. They're not trying to bring people to the community that have skill sets to, sharpen our eyes and help us look at things in a new way. They're following the bouncing ball of drama and personal satisfaction and instant gratification and ego, and I'm just really tired of it. Because in life, I try to I try to be who I say I am. And so now when people say, "Oh, I saw you in the true crime community," I worry about what they think about me now. Because some of the issues that have happened in the true crime, I worry. Now, Priscilla, don't call people out. That ain't no way to be. I'm trying to deal with this because we all have a voice. We all have a personal energy within us that we get to apply to certain tasks. We all have a calling. We all have a calling. And I just hope and pray that for the true crime community, the people that it attracts over the next few months are of a better mindset, of a more focused mindset than what I have seen be attracted recently. And I hope that it can reshape and reform into something that is more positive. Because it's going south. It's going south really quickly. So I hope that it can reform and save itself. But it's not going to be done through this attacking, provoking, creating these ego-driven battles between creators, trying to stomp out new creators. The only way you're going to build a good community is to welcome the people that genuinely want to be here for the right reasons, and building upon those right reasons and staying a stable foundation focused on those right reasons, which are the missing kids, the knowledge that you can have to help other parents not go through this, and that you can create a network of people across this nation that are gaining information about this, that are not going to be, have to go through this because you shared some knowledge. You downloaded some info that people could put into active application, because no one is benefiting off your personal information. No one is benefiting off your personal squabbles. No one is benefiting off your personal hurt when it's displayed inappropriately and then used to hurt more people. Because it seems like we've had like 25 speed bumps in the true crime community this month. 25 freaking speed bumps. And I try to be so freaking supportive. And I try to sit back and go, okay, this is going to get better. This is going to get better. This is going to be the one that teaches us. This is going to be the one where they go, no, enough of this. We've not got there yet. But today, this one was the point where I said, I'm done. I'm done. Was I ever really accepted into the true crime community? No, I wasn't. I don't profile as someone that gets pulled by the nose emotionally around. And I just never was accepted. And that's okay. I understand. I understand. It's okay. I stand alone a lot. But today was the day for me that I said, this is not what I envisioned it to be. This is not helping to inform, educate, or create a data bank of research for parents to actively use to learn, so we can slow this down, stop this, maybe, it's just not what I envisioned or hoped when I saw the first few videos that pulled me in. So today, for me, I'm out. I'm done. I'm done. I like to make people smile and chuckle more than I like to have these serious conversations about behavior and egos and are we using our energy appropriately. And you know something, I'm just going to worry about me and my channel, because I know that I will use my energy appropriately. And I know that I will try to benefit the people that I reach out and touch, and that reach back through and touch me. Be better. Pain is like a hot potato. It hurts really bad when you hold it, but you soon forget about it when you toss it to somebody else. The only thing that is constant about pain is the trail of tears it leaves. Do not be part of that trail of tears. So I am just going to retire from any kind of psychological panels or boards or talks. And I'm just going to go back to being Mama Liz. Because I'm more concerned about happiness than I am about potentially having to defend 5,000 people I don't know for reasons I don't understand to try to get to the meat of an issue that's never, I'm afraid, is never going to be set on the table. So I'm done. All positive, funny crap for me from now on out, or educational as per something that I'm personally digging into, because I'm not going to allow a community of hyenas to off-track a mother frickin' elephant of knowledge. I'm gonna walk my own path, which is what I always do. But I beg each and every one of you adults, make better decisions. Be better to the people you meet. Be better to the people that you meet through here that you don't physically meet, because you touch them in very much the same manner, and you can hurt them just as easily.